In a busy coastal city, there lived a merchant named Elias, known for his sharp mind and wide trade. His ships brought spices, cloth, silver, and news from distant ports. Yet though his warehouses overflowed, Elias slept poorly. He feared loss, rivalry, and shame more than hunger or storm. One evening, after a storm had damaged part of the harbor, Elias walked the docks and saw an old follower of Christ helping injured laborers carry timber to a shelter. The man was weak, his hands rough, his clothes soaked with rain, but his face was calm. Elias asked, "Why labor so quietly when you could rest?" The old man smiled, "Because I belong to the Lord, who carried a cross for me. I have found that a man may win much and still be poor, or lose much and still be rich." Elias laughed at first, but the words followed him home. That week an opportunity came that would greatly increase his wealth. It required dishonest weights and the ruin of a poorer trader. No one would know. His associates urged him to save himself and seize the gain. Elias stood alone in his counting room, with the contract before him and the candle burning low. He could almost hear the old man's voice. "What good is it to gain the whole world and lose your soul?" At dawn, he tore the contract in two. He went to the poorer trader, confessed the temptation, and offered fair restitution for past harm. Then he opened one of his own storehouses to shelter families whose homes had been damaged by the storm. Some mocked him. Others called him foolish. A few withdrew their friendship. Weeks later, a fire broke out in the marketplace. Many merchants rushed to save their silks and silver, but Elias was already carrying children, bread, and water to the safe quarter of the city. One frightened boy clutched his hand and asked, "Sir, are you not afraid?" Elias looked toward the smoke and answered, "I have been learning not to save my life by clinging to it, but to give it to Christ. What I lose in this world will not be greater than what He keeps for me." Years passed. Elias's name was no longer famous in the city, but it was spoken with trust among the poor, the widows, and the church. In old age, he would say that his greatest profit was not in ships or silver, but in becoming free, free from the fear of man, free from greed, and free to follow Jesus wherever the path led. The lesson of the story is this: whoever denies self, takes up the cross, and follows Christ gains a treasure greater than the whole world, for a soul surrendered to Jesus is never truly lost.